Welcome back. Dakota Bowl week has arrived and the Fargo Dome will be buzzing all day on Friday with 4 state champions being crowned in North Dakota. To get you set for the big day, we once again turn to our panel of experts. Here's our own Jody Norstedt.
Thank you once again, Kelly. I don't know if the Dakota Bowl snuck up on us or if it's long overdue. Quite honestly, it felt more like hockey season outside, did it not, this past week? Thankfully, the games are going to be inside on Friday, and as you probably already know, this is Brad Anderson. He's Chase Miller from 740 The Fan. These two have been calling a lot of high school football games throughout the season, and now we're down to just 4 more games, so let's break them down. The 9-man championship kicks off Dakota Bowl 25 at 9:10 in the morning. Undefeated Wyoming Lidgerwood against one-loss Shiloh Christian. It will be only the 2nd appearance for the Skyhawks, who finished runner-up in 2014. It's the 3rd appearance for the Wyoming Lidgerwood co-op. The Warbirds have won all 3 of those, with the most recent title coming in 2010. What should we expect from game 1, Brad?
I think you can get some points. You're going to get a lot of points. I mean, both these teams got into the 30s with the weather conditions the way they were. And for the Warbirds to throw for over 300 yards, not so much the weather played a factor in Cavalier because the snow died down, the wind was okay, but the field conditions were a little bit kind of stop and go. But Wyatt Harless made some big plays. I mean, he spread things around with Vasquez and both Vasquez and Furch, and you know, he took advantage of all the weapons that he had and then made some plays on his own in the second half. Be interesting to see for Shiloh Christian, do they really lean on Fagerlund with the weather not being a factor? You know, is he going to get 48 carries? Will he get 25 carries? I think that's, you know, is Mitzel going to be more of a factor? Do they use Agbu at tight end a little bit? It'll be interesting to see if Shiloh changes it up with the fact that the weather isn't an issue.
Game 2 will feature a battle of unbeatens, Langdon, Edmore, Munich, and Hillsborough Central Valley playing for the championship. The Cardinals are seeking their first state title. Hillsborough won it all in 2008. Central Valley was a champ in '99. What wins out on Friday, guys? The offensive balance of the Cardinals or the physicality of Hillsborough Central Valley up front with Grant Skager running the ball? Chase?
You know, I think for Langdon, they're going to have to find a way to stop Skager. Mm-hmm. And we've said it the entire playoffs make. Troftgruben beat you with his arm. Can he do that in a game if he's asked to throw 15, 20, 25 times? If Hillsborough Central Valley stays within 1 score or they have the lead, we're going to be seeing Skager, Hastings, Skager, Benson, Skager. I mean, that's just how it's going to roll. So if Langdon can play with the lead, and if they can ever get up by 2 scores, what happens in if Hillsborough Central Valley is down the 8 ball, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But if Langdon continues to have that balance, and I think both defenses have been something undervalued that people have been talking about. We've been talking about the great balance of Langdon, the great running attack of Hillsborough Central Valley, but this could be a fun game. But I think, you know, early on, if you're Langdon, try to find a way to get up on the Burros and force them to maybe do something other than go to Skager.
We get the top 2 teams in the AA championship, number 1 Shanley and number 2 St. Mary's. The Deacons have won 18 state titles dating back to 1953, I believe, but haven't hoisted a hardware since 2012. The Saints have won 3 over the last 4 years. The Deacons snapped that 8-game losing streak to St. Mary's in the regular season, had that 17-14 win. What's it going to take for the Deacons to do it again, Brad?
I think they've got to establish things early. You know, I mean, Crispin had that big run against St. Mary's the first time around. We'll see what they do at quarterback. We saw Kuhneman come back from injury last week. Do they go with Busick? Do they maybe put Busick in the backfield? Do they, you know, do they have a wrinkle there that maybe St. Mary's hasn't seen or maybe isn't prepared for?
The thing for St. Mary's is Krebs. He had over 150 yards, a couple touchdowns against Devils Lake. If they can get him going and General can be a dual threat quarterback, I all of a sudden give them maybe an edge a little bit to St. Mary's. And don't forget, Fargo Shanley, the upperclassmen, they haven't played in a Dakota Bowl. Right. You know, the juniors and seniors, they haven't played at a Dakota Bowl. Maybe the seniors did if they played as sophomores, so the experience goes to St. Mary's in this one. However, can Fargo Shanley beat a Saints team back-to-back, which is always tough to do at any level.
The final game of the night is the heavyweight bout in 3A and a rematch of the first game we televised on Midco Sports Network this year, Minot against West Fargo. The Packers won that game 36-20. They picked up a victory in every game since. The Magicians, meanwhile, had to win 2 playoff games on the road to earn a trip to the Dakota Bowl. What's going to be the difference maker in this one, Chase?
The ability to run the football for either team. Minot High, you know, had over 200 yards rushing against Century, and they limited Century just to 150 yards total of offense. You know, and that's with a good running game for Bismarck Century, good passing game. West Fargo, they hurt you running the football differently than a traditional team. They spread you out, they run read option, they give frantic, they get sell, they give grab all opportunities to move it down the field. I think running the football early in this game, The battle between the trenches, for me, I think is going to be the difference between the Packers and Minot High.
You go back to the first regular season matchup, Minot won time of possession. They were very good on third down. I believe they were over 50%, and they won the turnover battle.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of put that and mix it up together. It's going to be, that's how they're going to have to do it against West Fargo. I think they've got to hit a big play. They had the big run for a touchdown last week against Century. The first meeting, they were able to throw the ball with some varying degrees of success anyway. They got a couple of touchdown passes, but I think the big play's got to be there. I think they've got to make a statement, and whether they grind it out, but I think they may have to do it through the air or do something maybe different to try and strike first, make the difference against West Fargo.
Question is, did they get over that hump, and now are they able to break through? Jay Gibson 5-0 in state championship games, 2-0 against Minot. We'll see if it happens again. The Packers haven't played for a title since winning it all in 2003. Minot's championship drought dates back to 1980. We'll see which one ends. Guys, appreciate the time as always.
Thanks, Jody.
Thanks, Jody.
All right, enjoy the games on Friday. Kelly, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Jody. Tomorrow we'll hear from the coaches and players that will take part in Dakota Bowl number 25. Make sure to tune in for that. When we come back, a quick look at our live broadcast schedule for the week. You're watching Midco Sports Tonight.